All right, guys, let's do this. What up? It's JoJo on the radio. This is the iHeartRadio Countdown. Dude, I have never met you in person.
No.
Louis Capaldi. What the heck, dude?
What the heck? We've had Zoom calls. What the heck? We've had those Zoom calls together for radio.
Right.
And then we've had our private runs, which we won't talk about.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No one has to know what goes on in
our
those
little
ones.
secret.
Yeah, our little secret. But yeah, no, it's good to actually meet you in person.
I have a feeling we're going to be like lifelong friends.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, unless you hate me, that's okay. You know?
No, I don't hate you. I already love you with all my heart.
Okay. Your first new music in, I think, just about 3 years?
3 years, 3 long years, yeah. This is it. We're here.
What have you been doing over? I mean, obviously the pandemic was a big old meh, but I guess all of it just working on music in the break?
Just working on music, working on myself, not going to the gym, just like really working on myself late at night in my bed.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's be honest.
Self-care Sundays, that's what I call them.
Amen, dude.
Yeah,
the gym is a terrible place.
Gym is an awful place. I feel self-conscious when I'm in there. I'm going there to lose weight, but then I'm self-conscious about the fact that I'm not ripped when I'm there.
Right.
But then I see these ripped people, but no one actually cares when you're in there. No one, but it's your own head.
Dude, what you say ripped is ripped.
Oh yeah, ripped out. It's like
shredded, right?
Like shredded, cut up.
Do you want to get? I mean, I think here's my take.
Yes.
Sometimes we see somebody that's funny. Chris Farley, for example, famous comedian. If he were to get shredded, he wouldn't be funny anymore.
Yeah, that's it. He needs to be fat and unhealthy.
That's a terrible endorsement.
So God rest your soul, Chris Farley.
But you need to. I guess you need to be authentically you. Is what I'm saying.
It's like Hollywood. It's like Hollywood. Well, like Jonah Hill, when he first came out, he was a bigger gentleman. Then he lost weight, and then there was pressure for him to put weight back on because you need to be funny. It's funny when a fat man makes a joke. Do you know what I mean? And then, but Jonah Hill, I like Jonah Hill. He's kind of like recently he's kind of come out and been like, "Nah, I'm going to do me." And this is it, Hollywood. There you go. But I think, there is that thing of like, you got to be a little cushion for the pushing's absolutely fine.
That's what I'm talking about. All right.
As long as it's not, my heart's in good shit.
Okay,
when the doctor tells me, Lewis, your heart looks like it's going to explode, at that point, I'll sort of revert.
So have you gone to the doctor and done all those things?
Yeah, I've done all the tests. I basically want to do the tests to know that I can still be fat. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing the tests. I'm paying. I went to the doctors at the start. At the start of this year, right? And it was £900. So what is that? Like, let's say $1,000 over here. Well, maybe not anymore after. I'm not
right,
no politics, please. But yeah, £900 for them to go and tell me, you're absolutely healthy, you're just fat. That was what they told me.
You paid £900 for that.
Yeah. And I could have done that myself. I wake up every morning, look in the mirror, and I realise that. I don't need you to tell me it. And then also the guy was like, "Oh, do you want me to check your
down there? Oh,
your little two veg, your two veg, like your sprouts, your Brussels sprouts,
right?
And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, because like you got to get checked, people. Check yourselves, check others. But then, sorry, this thing.
Oh, yeah, you're good? Your earphone's good?
Yeah, it's good. It's
Give
fine.
it a wiggle if it's weird. That sounded weird to say,
but... but yeah, so he was like, I'll check for you. So I'm pulling my trousers down, and I knew it was cold. But I was thinking, sometimes you can feel... I don't know about you, but sometimes mine's is like different sizes, depending on the day. So like, as I'm disrobing and like kind of pulling them down a little bit, I'm like, oh no... I'm having a small day, and not just a small day. I was having like an almost inverted day. Do you know what I mean? So I'm pulling it down, and I'm like, oh god. And I know he's a professional. Obviously, he doesn't say it. He doesn't go, "Oh my god, look how small that is." But he goes to me. I know he was like, "Oh wow." I could feel that he was like, "Wow, this poor guy." So he's checking. So he checks away, and the whole time I'm thinking, this is awful. Like, I'm trying to think of things to kind of get me going, so it'll kind of promote some growth, so that it won't be so sad. But then he goes, oh, you're all good, fine. And you know how I know doctor confidentiality is a big thing, but I just know he's going to be at his next, is it around his friend's house, and they're all trading stories about their jobs. And he's going to be like, well, let's at this one, he's maybe had a bit too much to drink. And he's like, I've got a story for you. Louis Capaldi. They should call him Shrivels McShrivels. That's what they should call him.
Oh my God, I'm crying, dude.
Yeah. So.
Oh geez. Well, we hopefully your doctor doesn't leak any. Hopefully there are no cameras rolling.
No. So I can't go back there anymore. Or maybe I do go back, but I make sure it's a big day.
Yeah.
I book an emergency appointment when I'm like, whoa, this looks good, and then I'm like, oh, I need to get there. So he goes, oh, I see what was going on.
Dude, I'm literally crying. Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, how do I switch up? Album. Good God. We'll get to Forget Me in a little bit.
Yeah.
You've been working on this album for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Did you record the album in like Airbnbs all around?
Yes, in Scotland. Yeah, because of COVID, etc. So we didn't really have.
You wrote or recorded it?
And recorded.
No kidding.
Yeah. So there was a lot. No studios were open, but you could go to Airbnbs and stuff, and we were all having to like test and stuff like that to get into these Airbnbs. But we wrote "Forget Me" and a lot of the other songs for this record in this guy called Alan's front room. So this guy Alan, who had an Airbnb that he was sort of renting out, was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then this one Airbnb we stayed in, there was this like little naked boy running around.
What?
So like,
hang on.
So
random naked boy running around.
Random naked boy. And I was sorry, I didn't mean to. But I was like, we were in writing, right? And I drove my car up, and it made it like the first album did. Well, I bought a nice car, right?
Nice.
So I've bought my car up, and this little naked boy. It was weird. It was like the family who were renting the Airbnb were staying in like a little outhouse next door,
like a guest house kind of thing?
Yeah. So they were staying in there, and this little boy was just running around naked. Which I was like, whoa, what's going on here? Someone should really grab that. I mean, not grab him.
Take care
of this little boy. I was like, who's looking after this little child? And then as I was just getting ready to leave, he rubbed his tackle on my car.
Why did he do that?
I had no idea.
Like he just ran up to the car and
maybe he prefers Ed Sheeran to me. I don't know, but I was like, what is going on here? What is this? Rubbed his tackle on my car,
on the driver's door, or
yes, driver's door. Exactly that.
What the heck?
I know. So if that little boy is out there, never mind. I was going to say I'm coming for you, but that sounds weird.
Okay. Well, I guess the album is coming out when, and does this little boy get a free copy of the album?
This little boy gets nothing. But the album is out next year. Yes.
Okay.
The album will be out next year. I don't know when exactly. But yeah, give me some, buy it, and then hopefully I can, earn some money to buy this little boy some clothes.
Fair enough. All right, Lewis, I've been looking over your Instagram, and it seems like you've got several pictures, and I'm opening up another can of worms. You got multiple pictures, and maybe screen grabs from the video, which I get to the video later. You in your underwear at all these places. Is that potential? Please tell me this is potential album artwork.
Oh no! Unfortunately, I'm clothed in the album artwork. But I just thought. When you've got a body like this, it's a shame to keep it hidden away.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
So I thought, got to let my. Plus, it's kind of going back to that doctor we were talking about. I had to let him see the bulge.
That might be my favorite radio moment of the last 15 years. Oh my God!
Yeah,
but this you've been. Were these pics taken at these different Airbnbs around, or just randomly?
No, they were just in my room when I was just getting a little bit weird, a little bit freaky.
Nothing wrong with that.
The thing is, on the one of the ones that I posted was in a hotel room, and I was going on a date that night. Like for the first date that night. But I posted that like for a laugh. But then I was like, oh no, like that girl follows me on Instagram. She's I just think it's a weird thing to explain to someone on a first date of like, she was like, yeah, I saw that picture of you in your pants. Like, what's going on there? I was
How'd the conversation go?
Yeah, I was just letting you see the goods before you buy. That's what I said. It was just a bit strange, and she had seen it, and it was like, oh, now we have to sort of like sit with this. Because sometimes I post on Instagram and I forget that it goes out to like the world.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And then people like yourself bring it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did get naked in front of everybody on my Instagram.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so I just like to be free and in the nude.
Well, okay, now I got to know, how did the I don't need too much info. How'd the date go?
Oh yeah, we consummated our love for sure.
No, can you blame her?
No, I'm joking. It went really well. It went well. I'm not a big dates guy. I don't really like going on dates because I don't know. It's just very awkward.
That whole like trying to entertain someone that you don't know, and they're trying to do the same thing.
And it's like they kind of. I have to, in the UK at least. Most girls my age have at least a passing familiarity with like who I am.
Right.
So it's like it's hard to be like, oh yeah, like like what I'm like you know stuff
I think
about
the world
me.
knows who you are in the best, and you are America's sweetheart.
Well, I don't know if I am anymore because I've been away for a while. I think maybe it might have gone to like Doja Cat, might be America's sweetheart, or that little corn boy, the boy that sings the corn song.
He might. Well, maybe it's time to reclaim your throne.
I feel like right now I'm like America's hemorrhoid. Like I'm just kind of like, I go away for a while. And everyone goes, "Oh, I've forgotten about that guy." And then I'm back. There you go. Next thing you know, there's blood all over the toilet pan. Do you know what I mean?
Jesus, Lewis, the video. You basically recreated Wham's Club Tropicana.
Yes.
Which are you? I'm a huge George Michael fan.
Yeah, of course.
Are you? Is that how? Were you just? Are you? Did you just come across that video randomly?
No. So
or are you a fan?
So obviously I'm a big fan of Wham and George Michael, and I know all the videos and stuff. But it was someone at our label. We had made a video for another song that was terrible, and we were kind of like, "Oh no!"
The video was terrible, or the song, or both?
But the song's good. The video was terrible.
Okay,
it was initially going to be a different first single. So then someone at my label in the UK, a guy called Clive, was like, "Let's just copy one of the most like iconic videos in the world." And I was like, "All right, cool. What one?" And he's like, "Club Tropicana."
Yeah.
At the time, it sounded like a really good idea. I didn't like. I was like, "Oh, me and my pants, me and my speedos on the beach. That sounds funny." But then you actually have to go and do it.
I bet it was cold.
And the first shot we did was like 8 a.m. on a beach in Ibiza. Me and my pants. You know, there are families trying to sunbathe.
Oh, jeez.
And there I am. The beluga whale is washed ashore. And it was pretty harrowing, I have to be honest with you.
So the family was sitting around like, what is going on? And they probably look, is that Louis Capaldi?
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm not on some sort of register now. Do you know what I mean? Because there was a lot of kids running around and I was exposed.
Well, the video is phenomenal, dude. Just phenomenal.
Thank you.
And I'm sure those families, maybe, who knows, maybe your doctor was staying at one of those hotels.
Yeah, exactly.
Louis, a little early for this, maybe, but at some point you're going to go on tour. Are the tour talks happening as we speak?
The tour talks are underway for sure. The tour talks are talking. We are chatting away. Next year, I think, we'll go on tour, maybe like springtime next year, hopefully. We'll be in America, but yeah. So they are happening. The chat is coming, and it's like the plans are in motion. No concrete plans as yet, but things are coming, and they'll be announced.
Do you like road life? Because some people, I've talked to so many people, when they're on the road, they want to go back home. When they're at home, they want to go back on the road. Yeah, it's sort of like weird. Where are you? Where are you on that scale?
I like touring. I love touring. I think for me, I like to go to different places, eat different food, drink different alcohol. See different people. That sounded... yeah, see other people.
Other than you, Jojo?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. But yeah, no, I love it. I love being on tour. Playing live for me is like the best, is the main thing. Like, why not?
Yeah.
That's like my whole point for doing all this. Do you know what I mean? If it wasn't for playing live, I wouldn't be a musician. Do you know what I mean?
It seems like that would be a rush. It'd be hard to recreate doing anything else.
Yeah, totally. It's better than lovemaking.
Better
than lovemaking.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
How about that? Okay.
Well, at least lovemaking with me.
Yeah. And you're doing the iHeartRadio Jingle Ball tour. I think are you doing all the dates or handful of dates?
I'm doing Dallas and LA.
I know you're doing LA for sure,
Yeah, so I'm doing LA and Dallas, and that's it. And then, but yeah, I'm looking forward to having a better experience than making love
to me.
To you.
Perfect. You've had a couple of we'll call them text message disasters, maybe?
Yes, disasters is the correct word.
We'll get to the hairy one later on, but what's this about the Calvin Harris? You totally ghosted Calvin Harris, did you not?
Yes, but it wasn't. It was a mistake. It was my own, I get very nervous when famous people message me.
Right.
Because I'm like, it's like when a girl, remember when you're in school and a girl you like texts you and you were like, what did I say back? Like,
totally
I need to think. So, Calvin Harris and I did a song together. And we recorded it. I was in Ibiza, he was in Ibiza. I recorded the vocal for it. And then a few weeks later, he sent me it and was like, what do you think of this? And I listened to it, and I wasn't like the biggest. It was good, but just for my voice, I was like, it doesn't really sit well in my... Well, I thought it didn't sit well in my vocal.
Right.
And then I was like, right, but you can't just say, I don't like this to Calvin Harris. You need to draft a nice message and be like, mate, it sounds great, but, it's not your side, it's my side, essentially. But I took too long to come up with that text, so I had just left him on red for quite an extended period of time, to the point where it got to a point where I was like, I can't reply to him now because it'd almost be more insulting if I replied now being like, yeah, I don't like this, like weeks later. But then he sent me another text saying, hate it, ? And I was like, oh no, Calvin Harris hates me.
Oh,
he
God.
thinks I'm ignoring him. And he thinks I hate this, which I don't hate it. I just hate my vocal on it. And I overthink a lot of things. So I'm like, what's better here? To just ignore this and see him again one day and hope that he wants to do another song at some point, even though I've completely ignored him, or go back and send like a really long message and be like, blah, 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 blah. And I spent too much time thinking about my decision. And then I ended up just not replying at all.
So as we sit right now, you have not responded to Calvin.
Well, I replied to one of his stories later on, and I didn't get a response. Which I am,
oh my God.
which is fair. But I have seen him in person since, and everything seems to be okay.
He didn't hit you or anything.
No,
like
and
that.
He's quite an imposing figure. He's quite tall.
Yeah, right. He's like 6'7", 6'6", or so.
Yeah, way too tall. Way too tall.
How do people get that tall?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh.
But he was there, and I'm good friends with his photographer as well, Connor. And yeah, I think all is well. But I definitely, when he was talking to me, all I was hearing was, oh no, I never replied to his message. Like I forgot that I hadn't replied, and then he was there. All of a sudden he's there. That's the problem with this music game. You say things about people on the radio, or you talk about them on the radio, or you bring up like the Harry Styles thing, which we'll get to. I've never met Harry Styles. What the day I meet Harry Styles, he's going to have heard that story about 1,000 times.
Okay. And so as it stands right now, to wrap the Calvin Harris, you guys are good.
We're good.
And any chance in the future of working with him? You think there's still a possibility there? Or?
I mean, I would love to. I'd love to write a song with him and take it from there.
Next time I see Calvin, I'm going to bring this up.
Yeah,
I'm going to work it
bridge
out.
the gap.
Yeah, I'm going to bridge. That's what I'm going to do. Lewis, Forget Me. This track,
Yes.
First track in close to 3 years. Who's it about? I mean, no names, but is it about a real person?
Yes, about a lady.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Does this person...
They always are.
Well, some people fake them a little bit, or just them fictional stories like a writer.
Yes.
But, I mean, does this person, probably a dumb question to you, but does this person know this song is about them?
I think so. I think in some degree. We haven't had a conversation stating it explicitly, but I think she does, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, basically, we had been in a relationship, we broke up a year later. She looked like she was having a great time. She had moved on, she was glowing.
Fine.
She looked
whatever.
happy, she looked healthy, and I was furious about it. I hated it. I wanted her to be miserable because I was miserable. I was like, what is so good about life after me that you're here smiling on the internet?
Don't you hate that?
I hated it. I was like, you haven't got fat at all. I'm huge. I've put on so much weight since the last time I saw you. If I saw her now, I'd be like, oh, God, because she looks great, and I'm like, oh, God, I need to just... And I would have to hide.
First of all, you look great, Lewis.
Thank you very
Stop
much.
it.
Thank you for saying that, especially when I'm sweating the way I am.
You're doing great.
Glistening with sweat. But yeah, so it was just about that. It's fine now. I'm over it. It was just a small sort of blip in my thinking. And this is the thing as well. Her Instagram could have been showing one thing when she was feeling another thing. Do you know what I mean? Her Instagram looked...
And this is not the girl that you told me you went on a date with the other day. That's clearly a new person.
That's a new person, yeah. That's a new lady.
All right. Well, see, things are looking up.
Things are looking up, yeah. But just when things were looking up, she said it wasn't good enough. But still, we're trying one more time.
And, and this is what this song is about.
That was a Sum 41 lyric that I managed to sneak in here.
God. Sometimes pain equals good music, Lewis, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if you didn't go through that, this song wouldn't be here.
That is true.
So there's that.
Thank you.
There we go.
For putting that into perspective.
See, we're going to be best friends.
Yeah.
Dude, you could be a stand-up comedian.
Do you think so?
100%.
Well, if this music thing goes south, I'm going to need some money, so I'll try it out.
Fair enough. Well, the music thing's going well. Two-part question, Lewis.
Yes.
What do you consider your best performance ever? I mean, everything was just about as perfect as it can get.
Yep.
Complete flip of that. What do you consider your worst performance? Everything went straight to absolute hell.
Best performance was probably quite recently. We played the O2 Arena in London.
Oh, nice.
And the first night of it especially was just like everything came together really well. I've got Tourette's, so I'm quite a twitchy guy. You've probably noticed that, but like it was like it was calm that night, so I wasn't really twitching very much. Everything was great. I just felt easy and breezy, and it was great. And everything just came together. The crowd was brilliant, amazing.
Right.
Worst performance. is probably, I was very early on, I was supporting this guy called Rag and Bone Man in Germany. It was my first overseas show in Germany. And I had hired all my equipment. So I was very early on, I had hired all the equipment, the amp, the guitar, etc.
So in other words, you didn't bring it there. They locals brought it in.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And it all just broke. To the point where I had to sing 3 songs a cappella.
Oh my God. For how big of an audience?
5,000 people.
And you're with...
It was my biggest show to date.
Holy.
In Hamburg in Germany. It was awful. Absolutely awful.
People booing and all kind of crazy?
No, everyone was just like... The good thing about being a support act is like, if you only have things to gain. So if you're really good, people love it. But if you're bad, people forget about it the next day. They're not like...
I never thought about it like
do you
that.
know what I mean? So you only have things to gain as a support act. But it was a harrowing experience to the point where I was like, right, everywhere I go from now on, I'm bringing my own stuff. I'm taking like my own, and I'm taking like that's where I got, because I went over by myself with my manager, and that's when I got a tour manager and all that stuff. Like that's when we leveled up professionally after that.
I bet, man. Lewis, last time I talked with you, we mentioned like on Zoom in the middle of the pandemic, all that good stuff. You were you living with your parents.
Yep.
I recall, I think it was a Nile Horn cardboard stand-up in the room. I assume you've moved out since then, all that good stuff?
I have moved out. I bought a house that Ed Sheeran sent me. I moved into it. He sent me the link to it and was like, this is a nice house. And then I moved into it and I was like, oh, I absolutely despise this house and everything about it.
What?
It smelled like wet dog and smoke. It's a beautiful setting and the house on the outside is lovely.
Why'd you buy it?
Because I am impulsive.
You went up and bought the house.
Because I don't think things through. I thought the smell of dog would go away, and I thought the smoke smell wouldn't be there.
Really?
But it turns out it's very hard to get that out of a house. We've ripped the whole thing out now, and it still smells a bit like wet dog.
How can there's got to be a way to get the wet dog smell. Do you have a wet dog in the house?
No, it was it was the old people's wet dog, the old owner's wet dog.
Oh my God!
Just a really soaking wet dog.
But
I need to get maybe just get like a dry cat.
Just the cat.
The opposite, like try and balance it out. But yeah, so I moved in. Ed Sheeran, wherever he is, that man owes me some money. He needs to pay some penance. I'll tell you that.
So he's a bad realtor.
I don't want to say that because he's got a lot of property, and I don't want to harsh his business. It was my fault. I'm sure if Ed had walked into the place and took one look at it, he would have went, "No, this place stinks." So I'm going to leave. But we're going to redo it. It's just quite a headache that has been put on my plate. That's all I'm saying.
Is this in Scotland? Or?
Yeah, this is in Scotland. And Ed, if I find you, there'll be hell to pay, Mr. Sheeran, because you have set me on a path. Set me on this path of DIY and build and renovating a house. I don't want to renovate a house. Is that what you call it over here? Renovating?
Yeah, renovating. Yeah,
redecorating, all that stuff. I don't know. I'm too indecisive. They keep saying, "Oh, what do you want to do with these light switches?" I don't care. I don't care what the light switch looks like. But then I do, because if they put the wrong one in, I'll be like, "That's horrible." But I don't. I just have. I'm a young man. I'm not. I shouldn't be redecorating a home. Do you know what I mean? I have horrible taste. Look at how I dress day to day.
Oh my God. Well, maybe Ed, if Ed can just chip in with some how to get the smell out, the main thing, and then more about the light switches later. You know? Yeah. Lewis, I don't think you know this about me, but I am obsessed with the paranormal.
Right.
Ghost, UFOs. I've got a podcast called Paranormalish. I'm way off the deep end. Even your buddy Niall told me a crazy story back in the day. Right. Have you had a paranormal encounter?
Not that I am fully aware of, but I don't know.
Well, here's my challenge to you then. Okay. You're going to be going on tour, next year at some point. A lot of beautiful hotels you'll stay in, I'm sure. But some of these hotels, older, have a history. There's always that one room. Oh, yeah. You know who stayed there? Oh, don't go in there. You know what happens in there?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to stay in? I don't have anything set up here.
Yeah.
But would you be willing to, at some point, stay in one of these haunted rooms?
Yeah, I'll stay in a haunted room.
Okay. When you do this, I want you to by yourself. Keep your phone handy, of course. I want you to report back, and tell me what goes down, and then give me like a full on rundown.
Hopefully, I get like a sexy ghost.
That'd be wow.
And she's like, "Oh, I heard that you're single. Maybe you'd like to cuddle." Maybe she'll do that.
And you can.
Maybe I'll find love beyond the grave.
Yes,
that, by the way, that is a reality TV show I would watch.
It's also a song title, Love Beyond the Grave.
Love Beyond the Grave. Yeah,
maybe that can work that into the album.
Yeah, exactly. Married at First Sight. Married at First Sighting. Maybe is like a good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Lewis, I think this is true or false. You just launched a frozen pizza line.
Yes.
In Iceland, it's called Big Sexy Pizza.
Yes, that's Iceland, the grocery store, not Iceland, the country.
Oh God! So that's a grocery store called Iceland.
In the UK, we have.
I'm
only realizing now how strange it is to say that. I've never noticed that before. Never thought about that before in my life. There are a chain of supermarkets in the UK called Iceland.
I thought it was Iceland.
That is the fact that you said it there. I've never put the two and two together. But yeah, so big sexy pizzas they're called. There's a big sexy meaty one and the big sexy cheesy one.
Oh man!
And they're available in the UK if people want to run out there and grab them. Grab yourself a bit. I always think, when I'm hungry, I could do with a big sexy meaty one right now.
Who couldn't?
Do you know what I mean? When I'm starved, I think there's nothing I would love to fill me up more than a big sexy meaty one.
Sometimes you need a big sexy medium one in your hands.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Who? I assume just a quick plug on it is. I assume they're tasty.
They're
super tasty, right?
They are delightful. My favourite is the big sexy meaty one, as I've said. But they are mouth watering.
Are they coming to the
US?
The US?
I would, if they do, just know that I've made bank. If they come to the US, just know that I have secured the bag in an unprecedented manner. I'm really stacking the bread. Dude, if they come to the US.
I cannot wait to get my hands on the big sexy meaty one.
Yeah,
for sure. We alluded to it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This, I guess it was a drunk text
to
your buddy. Not really your buddy. Well,
not buddy at all. Not buddy
never
at all.
met him.
I don't know this man.
You've never met Harry
It's
Styles.
Essentially a stranger to me. Except from the fact that they're on television and I am also slightly on, to a lesser extent, on television. I sent a drunk text to Harry Styles. I don't know Harry Styles from Adam. I have never met the man. I have never spoke to them. Except from this. First time I had an exchange with Harry Styles was I sent a video on Instagram, DMs,
right,
at about 5 o'clock in the morning. I was hammered, obviously.
All right, perfect.
And Harry Styles, or whoever controls his Instagram, I don't know if he does it himself, replied saying, "This feels a bit like an 'Are you up?' text," and he screenshotted the video, and I have no idea what the video was. So to this point in my life, I don't know what it was. I might have sent Harry Styles an unsolicited picture of my tackle.
Oh my God.
I don't know what it is. I hope it's not that, because then I'm a different man than I thought I was.
Oh my God.
But
so he could have this video could be
this
anything.
Could be anything. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know what it is. The first thing I do if I meet Harry Styles is going, "Get your phone out now. Show me what this is." And now we do have mutual friends, of course, so I could ask one of them to get him to send it to them, but I don't. It's a scary thought, because then if it is something awful, like my naked body, what happens?
That is so funny.
What happens? I don't want more people to have it on their phone.
Okay, let me ask. Okay, now I'm investigating here. When you woke up the next morning, what were you dressed like?
No, I was dressed fully.
Okay, so that's good.
I don't think it was a naked picture, because I wouldn't be that forward. I've never taken a naked picture of myself, except from the time when I was trying to take a picture to see if I had hemorrhoids.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the only time I've ever taken a picture of myself.
Thank
naked.
God that pic didn't go to.
Yeah,
Harry.
no. Well, I mean, who knows? What I said could have been an older picture I loaded up and fired off to him. But yeah, so it was a video. I don't know what it was. I'm hoping it was something jovial and like humorous. But it could have been me saying, "Listen, Harry, you stop releasing music, because this is getting hard out here for me to have any semblance of a career." When that guy is, like, we were talking about this on the way in, he's so busy. He's booked and busy. There's too many songs he's putting out. He's putting out too many films. He's everywhere. I know, right? It's so hard to be a male singer-songwriter when Harry Styles is around.
He's causing all kind of trouble.
It's so difficult. He's amazing. And it's hard, but maybe that was it. Maybe I was just threatening him, and he was thinking. But I don't know what it was. We haven't spoken since. I don't imagine if we're in the same place, I'll be allowed to go over and talk to him.
Like a restraining order on you?
Yeah,
okay,
I think maybe.
After this interview, I realize I need to talk to 3 people for you. I need to talk to Calvin Harris.
Yeah.
Make sure to straighten that out. Ed Sheeran, to work on the real estate issues you've got with him.
Yeah.
And obviously Harry with this, what's the picture?
I've made 3 powerful enemies,
Yes,
is what
you
I've
have.
done. Yeah. So, yeah. I really need you to I really, really need you to kind of work your hardest on these peace talks.
JoJo the investigator on it. God help us all. Lewis, before I play number 1, your family, your friends, all that whole crew. What's their reaction to this success you've had so far?
Can you pay for my holiday? That's basically the extent of it, to be honest.
No kidding.
Can you take us to this place with you? Oh, what can you ask? Can you ask Niall Horan to do a video for my birthday?
Oh, God.
That's basically. My friends have just seen it as this sort of like, oh great, we can get all this stuff for free now. So like, I remember I went out with my friends on St. Patrick's Day a couple of years ago. This was just as I was getting famous, and in the UK, and this pub said, Lewis, if you come in here and sing a song, we'll give you and your friends a table and free booze and all the rest of it for the full day. And I was like, do you know what, guys, thank you very much. I mean, Niall Horan always told me, don't do anything for free. Don't take anything off someone, because it's like there's always something in back.
Right.
So I was like, right, okay, I'm not doing that. I said, no, thank you. It's fine. We'll just pay for our own drinks. It's fine. Before I've even said that, my friends have already agreed to it.
Oh, God.
They're in the other room enjoying the free drinks that we're thinking, to the point I have to go up and sing a song. So it's like, my friends are very much like, oh, yes, let's milk this for all it's worth. Which, to be fair, if it was the other way around, I'd be doing the exact same thing. So fair play. Family-wise, they just love it, yeah. They like getting, there's this like, Dancing with the Stars over here.
Right.
We've got it in the UK version. It's called Strictly Come Dancing, and all my family and that, they just want tickets to that. It's like an older person's thing, like my cousins and aunties and mum and dad and all that. They're really keen to have tickets to this one thing. But yeah, that's it. It's just my parents just like, my family and my friends just like to enjoy the sort of, oh, can we meet that famous person?
That's
can we meet
hilarious.
that famous person? Yeah, they're really. But my thing is, this is probably not going to last forever, and I think they know that as well. So they're like, let's just squeeze as much out of this as we can for the time being. But yeah, it's good. It's a nice attitude to have, though. I think I would prefer that to like, oh God, we have to be very careful, all the rest of it. Yeah, we're not. I'm hoping to start a reality show like the Kardashians. So
Lewis,
just need to put out my sex tape.
You don't know this. Yeah, you know what, dude? You have the ability to do anything you want, and you're doing it. And just, I don't know. I'm in love with you, Lewis.
I love you, Jojo.
I know you're dating this girl, but I'm gonna.
I'm not dating anyone. I went on one date.
Okay, good.
Then I'm free.
Okay, then we're a deal, man. Quick recap: Forget Me is out.
Yeah.
Jump on this track, of course. Video out. Album, soon next year. Tours, all this good stuff. You're playing our iHeartRadio Jingle Ball.
Yep.
Two stops on the tour. Dallas and L.A., I believe you said, right?
Yes, indeed.
Which, of course, I'll see you in L.A. again.
See you there, man. Looking forward to it.
What else do people need to know from Mr. Lewis Capaldi?
I recently got tested for STDs, and I don't have any.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank God. At the end of every interview, Lewis Capaldi, fist bump to make it official. Give me
Thank you.
Bam!
Woo, bam. That's what I said when I got the results back.
Like, bam!